Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 7 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 7 and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter operations with decimals. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well, right? Here I'm on grade 7 math. The chapter we're on right now is operations with decimals. So let's just start with the first lesson, that is the lesson is multiply decimals. Let's just start with the lesson. Use the grid to fill in the missing number. So basically you are given a grade, you have to find what number they are showing, right? So let's just look at the grade you have. Okay, so you can see here this complete blocks represent 100 small boxes, right? Basically they show you the decimal numbers. This 1 2 3, they show you 0.3% of 100, right? You have to look here, 1 2 3 4, that is you have four lines colored, so that the missing number is zero point 0.4. When you multiply them, that's 0.1. Got it? Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, use the grid to fill in the missing number. So which number is missing? The first one is 1 2 3, that is zero point 0.3, that is already there. Now the second one is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, it is, that represents zero point 0.7 because zero point 0.3 times zero point 0.7 equals 0.21. Got it? That is 0.21. Option number 2 is the correct option. Next one is use the grid to fill in the missing number. Zero point 0.7 times the missing number and that equals 0.28. So which number is missing? The missing number is, yes, that's zero point 0.4. The missing number is 0.4. 0.7 times 0.4 equals 0.28. Got it? Okay. The next one is use the grid to fill in the missing number. So which is the correct option? 0.7 times. Yes, that is 0.7 times 0.3 because 0.7 times 0.9 equals 0.63. So option number 2 is the correct option. Use the grid to fill in the missing number. So which number is missing? The correct option is zero point 0.5 times. Mm, zero point 0.5 times zero point 0.5. Option number 1 is the correct option. Very good. The next one is use the grid to fill in the missing number. Zero point 0.4 times zero point 0.8. So which is the correct option? That is 0.32 is the correct option. Zero point 0.4 times zero point 0.8 is 0.32, right? That is 0.32 is the correct option. Use the grid to fill in the missing number. That is zero point 0.5 times 0. Yes, that is zero point 0.5 times 0.7. The correct option is 0.7 is the correct option, right? Use the grid to fill in the missing number. So which number is missing? Yes, zero point 0.6 is the correct option, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson is add and subtract decimal word problems. You can do the word problems on your own, right? The next lesson is multiply decimals. Let's just start with the next lesson, that is multiply decimals. Okay, use the grid to fill in the missing number. Zero point 0.9 times what number is 0.81? That is zero point 0.9 times zero point 0.9 and that equals 0.81, right? The correct option is 0.9. Got it? The missing one is 0.9. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Use the grid to fill in the missing number. 0.9 times what number equals 0.21? Sorry, 0.3 times what number equals 0.21? 0.3 times 0.7 equals 0.21. Got it? Okay, the next one is use the grid to fill in the missing number. So, which number is missing? Isn't it the same questions we have just finished? Hold on, let me see. But earlier we were doing add and subtract decimals. What's wrong with the lessons? Oh, earlier I have covered multiply decimals. Now let's just start with the add and subtract decimals. Sorry. Okay, you need to add 0.26 plus 0.12. How do we add? You have to add them exactly the same way you add the other numbers, but here you have to arrange the numbers according to the decimal point, right? The decimal point must be in the same line. So let's just start adding the numbers. You have to do 0.26 plus 0.12. So 6 plus 2 is 8 and 2 plus 1 is 3. You have 0.38 is the correct option, right? Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Subtract 54.2, take away 39.6. So, which is the correct option? Yes, you need to subtract like you do with the simple numbers. You need to borrow 1. Here you have 3, and here that makes 12 here. So, 12 take away 6 is 6. Then you cannot subtract 3 out of 9. You need to borrow 1 again. You have 4 here and 1. That makes 13. So, 13 take away 9 is. Yes, 13 take away 9 is 4. And 4 take away 3 is 1. So the correct option is 14.6 is the correct option, right? That is option number 1. 14.6 is the correct option. The next one is add 74.2 plus 41.7. So which is the correct option? That is 115.9. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? Okay, the next one is 3.5 take away 1.8. So, which is the correct option? The correct option is 1.7. It is option number one is the correct option. Very good. Add 9.94 plus 1.42, which is the correct option. That is 11.36 is the correct option. Option number one is the correct option. 4.42 take away 1.01, which is the correct option. The correct option is yes, that is 1.3.41 is the correct option. The next one is zero point 0.3 take away zero point 0.3. So which is the correct option? Zero it is, right? The correct option is zero point 0.0. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is divide decimals, right? You can do the word problems on your own. Let's just start with the divide decimals. That is divide, you have to divide 8.8 divided by 2. So you have to divide exactly the same way you divide the numbers, but here you just have to keep in mind you have a decimal point also. When dividing, you need to keep the put the decimal point in the with the answer also. 8.8 divided by 2. So 2 times 4 is 8, right? 8 take away 8 is 0. Here you have decimal point. You need to keep decimal point here, right? And now again you have 8, you need to count 0. 2 times 4 is 8. So that is 0 0.8. Got it? You after one now also put a decimal point after. That is 4.4 is the correct option. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Okay, divide 5.49 divided by 3. So which is the correct option? Okay, you have to divide 5.49 divided by 3. Okay, so basically you have to use a long division method, right? This method is known as long division method. Okay, 3 times 1 is 3 and 5 take away 3 is 2. Now 2 is less than 3, you cannot divide 2 by 3, right? So you need to move that decimal, the 4 down, and you need to keep decimal point over here. Now you have to count 3 until 28, so 3 times 4, 3 times 7 is 20, 3 times 8 is 24. That is 2.4. So now you have the only digit 9. So 3 times 3 is 9. The correct option is 1.83 is the correct option. Got it? The correct option is 1.83 is the correct option. Got it? Divide 9.32 divided by 4. Let's just see how do we divide, right? 9.32 divided by 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 9 take away 8 is 1. You cannot divide 1 by 4, right? So you have to keep decimal point here and bring the next digit down. Now you need to count 4 until 1.3. So 4 times 3 is the 2. 4 times 3 is 12. That is 1.2. 3 take away 2 is 1. Now bring the next digit down. 3 times 4 is 12. So the correct option is 12. So the answer is 2.4 times 3 is 12, not 4 times 4. The correct option is 2.33 is the correct option, right? Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, 949 divided by 2, which is the correct option? Okay, let's just divide by using long division method. That is 949.4. You have to divide it by the 2. So start with the first digit. You need to count 2 until 9 or a number that. So we can go for 2 times 4 is 8. 9 take away 8 is 1. Bring the next digit down. So 2 times 7 is 14. Bring the next digit down. That would be 2 times 4 is 8. And 9 take away 8 is 1. Now bring the decimal point and the next digit down. So you need to keep decimal point here. And 2 times 7 is 14. So the correct option is 474.7 is the correct option, right? Okay, the next one is 474.7 is the correct option. Divide 650.5 divided by 5. So which is the correct option? That is 130.1 is the correct option. Option number 1 is the correct option. 8.8 divided by 2 equals, the correct option is 4.4. Option number 1 is the option number 2 is the correct option, right? The correct option is 4.4. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, divide 794.46, which is the correct option. The correct option is, that is 130.41 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is, divide whole numbers by divide decimals by whole number word problem. You have to do the word problems on your own, right? The next one is estimate sums, differences, and products of decimals. Let's just start with the estimation. So the first one is estimate the product. Round each factor to the nearest whole number and then multiply. So you have to round these numbers to the nearest whole number, right? The first one is 2.68, right? Because you have to round off to nearest decimal. So here is the decimal. Just look at the first digit right after the decimal. That is zero point 0.6, right? Like 6 it is. Here you have. And 6 is greater than 5. That means you need to round up. Round up means you need to add 1 to the decimal. That would be 3, right? Now look at the second one. Decimal is 8. After decimal, you have 3. 3 is less than 5. So that means you need to round down, right? Round down means you have to round on the same decimal. That is 3 times 8, and 3 times 8 is 24. Got it? Let's just start with the test questions. Estimate the sum by rounding each number to the nearest whole number and then add. So you have to round off these numbers first, then you have to add. Okay, so the first one is 4.39, right? So after the decimal, you have 3. So that is less than 5, so you need to round on the same decimal. Same way, you have 2.3, that would be rounded off to 2. So the correct option is 6, it is right. Option number 1 is the correct option. Estimate the product. Round each factor to the nearest whole number and then multiply. So 0.52 is rounded to 1 and 4.94 is rounded to 5. So the correct option is yes, that is 5 times 1. 5 is the correct option. Got it? That is 7.51 times 8.57. So which is the correct option? The correct option is yes, 72 it is. 7.51 is rounded off to 8 and 8.57 is rounded off to 9. So that would be 72. The correct option is 72. Estimate 7.7. Estimate the sum by rounding each number to the nearest whole number, then adding 7.7 plus 6.6, which is the correct option. 7.7 plus 6.6. So the correct option is yes, that is 15. Option number 1 is the correct option. Estimate the product. Round each factor to the nearest whole number and then multiply. So which is the correct option? That is 6.13 times 7.55. 48, it is option number 1 is the correct option, right? The correct option is 7, it is. Estimate the product, round each factor to the nearest whole number and then multiply. 7.7 times 5.8, which is the correct option. Estimate the product, round each. 8 times 6, 48, it is. The correct option is 48. Estimate the product, 6.89 times 6.79, which is the correct option. Yes, they both are rounded off to 7 times 7. So 7 times 7 is. That is 7.51 times 8.57. So which is the correct option? The correct option is, yes, 49 it is. They both are rounded off to 7, right? Okay, estimate the product. Round each factor to the nearest whole number, then multiply. So which is the correct option? Yeah, the correct option is 49. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 7 math. The chapter we're working on is operations with decimals, and the lessons we have covered today are add and subtract decimals, multiply decimals. You have to do the word problems on your own, right? Divide decimals, the one I have just finished, is estimate sums, differences, and products of decimals, right? So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday 5 to 9, or either you can join me in the interactive session that would be daily from 4 to 5 and from 9 to 10. So that's all for today. If you have any questions related to the lessons we have just finished, you can please ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. No questions? Okay, no questions. Okay, that's all for today. See you in the next session.